Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here again, back at Zenjoltis for the All-Star event for the 2018 season of the NRSL Mountain Dew for the Win Cup Series. Had an interesting 16-lap event in the showdown. Everyone had to pit once. We'll probably see everyone pit at least 3 times tonight, and then everyone should be able to make it, depending when they pit on the third stop. So it should be an interesting race. Deanna Jones got the pole for the All-Star event. Diego Yepes, who won at Daytona this year, starts second. So we've got two SS winners from the season on the front row. Jones from Dega and Yepes from the Summer Dega race. Row 2's Fitzwater Sr. and Quentin Moore. Um, row 3 is Joshua Osborne and Zach Flickinger, who won at Talladega in the 2017 Talladega race in the spring. Row 4 is James Qualls and Salmon Oskin. Qualls won at Pensacola last year in the fall. Row 5, Johnny Gardner and Alexander Rowe. Rowe won the All-Star race last season at 8 Bowl, and Johnny Gardner just came off a win at Armory Digital. Row 6 is Andrew Rich, your Daytona 500 winner, and Zach Rogers. Row 7 is Charles Jackson and Cody Hagan. Row 8 is Alex Gray, who won the Summer Daytona race in 2017. Alongside him is 2017 champ Caleb Hoffman. In row 9, we have TJ Hanley and John Arndt, who won the fall race at Talladega last year. Row 10 is Seth Cole and DJ Curtis. Row 11 is Cole Deaver and James Shelley. Row 12 is Jonathan Zorlin and Austin Alves. Row 13, we have William Brock and Showdown winner Kev Shear. And in row 14, we have second place in the showdown and third place in the showdown. Second was Philip Parker, and third was Peter Sands Parker, your 2017 Daytona 500 winner. So just to go over the field really quick, the following drivers in the field that are not winners is the 8 of Cody Hagan, the 47 of TJ Hanley, the 21 of William Brock, and the 38 of Kev Shear with the 12 of Peter Sands. Those guys have never won official Cup races. Everyone else in this field has won a race in their career. Kev, I guess you could say, counts unofficially for an exhibition win. Other than that, we have about basically 4 or 5 drivers in this field without a win. Let's go trackside, ready to command the fire engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And I forgot to mention Caleb Hoffman, your 2017 champion. He also has not won a race in his career. And now remember, this is the big thing about this race. If a chase driver, which there are 16 of this 28 car field, if a chase driver wins, this is an extra 5 bonus points at the start of each round that driver advances into. And as you know, Charles Jackson, Cody Hagan, TJ Hanley, William Brock, all those guys, they are 5 points back from Austin Alves, DJ Curtis, Alex Gray, Zach Flickinger, Joshua Osborne, Seth Cole, and Diego Yepes. And that is a valuable 5 points to not have in a 3-race span. As you know, Cole Deaver has 10 points on those 4. Zorlin and Gardner have 15 points on those 4. Deanna Jones has 20 points, and Andrew Rich has 25 points. But it's a 3-race span. Anything can happen. And if this was a single season of just 36 straight point races, honestly, I think our championship would have been down to Rich and Jones, possibly Gardner, Yepes, and Seth Cole. Those were honestly the top 5 guys we had in the point standings. But Jackson, Hagan, Hanley, and Brock, they have a chance to get 5 points every round they advance to. Remember, Charles Jackson won the Chase opener at Chicagoland in 2017, and then he won Iowa, which was the round 2. I believe either the opener or the second race of round 2. And if Jackson was in the Chase last year, he would have been an Elite 8 contender. And who knows if he would have been good enough to make the Final Four. The only Final Four drivers we had from last year that were racing this year was defending champ Caleb Hoffman and Johnny Gardner, and only Gardner made the chase. I think that's right because I know Martin Suarez was a Final Four driver and he did not return to the series this year. And I am forgetting who the other Final Four driver was because I don't pay attention and I don't write everything down that I should. So as I said in the showdown, interesting statistic, and this has continued with Kev Shearer's win. We have not had a single driver win 2 SS events, no matter if they were exhibition or official races. We've had 10 different winners in official races at superspeedway tracks, which out of those 6 winners from last year, the only one that did not return was Colin Denton. So we have 10. We've had 10 different ones. As get ready, green flag is out on the way. We had 5 different. We had 5 SS winners, 6 technically counting Rowe for his All-Star win that came into this season. None of them won the first 4 races, so we've got that list up to 10 right now. And if you count Kev Shearer, that list is up to 11. So there are 11 SS winners in this 28 car field. So that's another interesting statistic. But overall, we've had a total of 13 different SS winners. 6 races last year. Well, actually, technically 8 if you count the All-Star race and the All-Star Showdown. And then the 5 we've had so far this year. So we're at 13 now. So we're at 13 different winners. Could we see a 14th different one? Remember, Deanna Jones did win Talladega this year. Now, we saw some crazy 4 and 5 wide action in the showdown, and we're sure to see more of that here with an extra 10 cars on the racetrack. And Zachary Fitzwater actually clears Deanna Jones from the high side. So a good restart by Fitzwater. You know, that's the longest line around. Will we see a caution in this all-star race? We did last year. And as you might have noticed, Charles Jackson debuting some new paint. Hellman's on board the 11 car. This car is expected to run 18 races in 2019. Hellman's will also be running some of the chase races, including next week at Pikes Peak. So Fitzwater will lead the first lap. There are no bonus points for leading laps here, but we've already got 5 wide action there in the pack. You never know what can happen. And here comes Seth Cole. Seth Cole enters this race with 3 wins that qualified him for this event, including the chase berth. Seth Cole is a driver who failed to make the chase in 2017, who had a win and then got 2 wins in the chase as well. So Seth Cole is one to watch, especially considering that he has the most road course wins out of anyone at a total of 3. So look out for him when we go to Papyrus in the playoffs. I believe Papyrus is the only road course. I could be mistaken. Yes, I believe Papyrus is the only one because we go to Pikes Peak, Papyrus. Oh, and there's a wreck. Oh man, there they went. Oh man, Diego Yepes is riding the wall. Qualls is in there. Parker's in there. So there's our first wreck. I know I do not sound too into it. I just realized that these cars are not that far off. These cars are really off the ground on the straightaways. Yepes is toast. Gardner's in it. Parker was in it. Alex Gray. Andrew Rich, maybe. Not sure if the 53 cars got damaged or not. Cody Hagan. Zach Rogers. James Qualls we saw hit the wall. Much race leader at the line for the first yellow on lap 2 was Fitzwater Sr. These drivers will slow down gradually. Pace car has not even left pit road yet. But Diego Yepes' night is over. Waiting to see when the pace car will jump off here. Leaders have just passed the pace car. Is it gonna move? Well, we'll take a look at the caution and we'll see when the pace car driver wakes up. All right, so they were 6 wide, and I think this started with the 8 and the 27, or maybe it started with the 8 and the 48. Let's see here. They're 6 wide for sure right here. 6 wide with 2 cars. There's 3 cars on the bottom, and oh, there it is. Arndt gets into Shelley, or Shelley gets into Arndt, and then that puts them up into Hagan, and then here it is. Zach Rogers and Qualls get together. Parker, Gardner, Gray, Yepes. It's on from here. Gray's gonna hit the front end of his car into the catch fence. Andrew Rich was involved too. The return of the Mopar machine. And Qualls went all the way back up and hard out of the screen right side. Look at this. Gray's on top of Cody Hagan. But Yepes rode the wall. Good measure. And this is the dangers of Zenjoltis, but they have a really good facility here. They make sure these cars don't go past 200. Huge impact nonetheless, but imagine if that car was going 240 miles an hour. Oh, and Yepes actually barrel rolls. Wow, he barrel rolled this thing too. Oh, man. Right into Philip Parker's car. Look at this. Right on top of Philip Parker. There'll definitely probably be some drivers continuing with damage, just because you never know. And then Rich got a little piece of the 77 there too. But with that, we'll take you to the race restart. Getting ready to go back, green flag racing. This is a one and done pit stop track. You either pit the first time or you don't pit at all. So Cole Deaver, Kev Shear, Sam and Oskin, they're all staying out. Everybody else came down pit road. We saw Alex Gray and Johnny Gardner pit under a red light. Those two are really taking their sweet time catching up. Zach Rogers had to fix some damage. So Deaver, Shearer, and Oskin stay out. So they're your top 3. Rest of your running order: Osborne 4th, Hoffman 5th, Jackson 6th, Brock 7th, Fitzwater down to 8th, Sorlin 9th, and DJ Curtis. That is your top 10. So only 4 laps will be complete in this race. We'll still have 27 to go. Everyone will still have to pit 3 more times. No one should be able to make it here. We'll see. Zach Rogers slowly closing up. He'll be behind Gray and Gardner. Not sure if they will get a pass-through penalty for pitting under the red light or not. His car will drop down. Deanna Jones is looking to the left. Is there an issue with the 29 machine? Green flag is out. I'm not even sure if she was... I don't know what the 29 was doing. Everyone will stay out. As we know, these 4 right here had damage. Quentin Moore is kind of slow, or was he stuck restarting? He was stuck restarting behind Philip Parker. That's the issue for Quentin Moore. Everyone else, though, should hang on. Andrew Rich is actually up to speed, apparently. But Quentin Moore stuck behind slow cars. Deanna Jones seems to be okay. So Cole Deaver still in the race lead as of this moment. Joshua Osborne making a move on Kev Shear for second place. Good racing so far at the moment. Deaver continuing the lead. See, we have some stragglers. Not sure if I hear lightning or not. Or thunder, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. My brain is like, can you not English right now? That's what my brain's telling me. So far this strategy's working out pretty good for Cole Deaver. So we'll see when this driver elects to pit. What is Deanna Jones? Deanna Jones on the yellow line. Deanna Jones coming down pit road. I do not remember the 29. I guess the 29 car does have an issue. Kev Shear has fallen to the back of the field. Remember, him and Oskin also stayed out. And now Deaver being passed by Charles Jackson. We're surprisingly seeing a lot slower speeds in tonight's race than what we saw earlier tonight. Not sure. It appears to have maybe gotten hotter throughout the night instead of colder, which is very peculiar. See, I cannot English, because before the leaders were going about 197. We're only going 194 right now, and you can see it from the lap times. We had 128s going on. Only seeing a 131. What is the best lap? A 130, yeah, for sure. They are 2 seconds slower than what the drivers were showing in the showdown. Oh man, they almost were 5 wide for the lead. Deaver and Sheaver. I mean, Deaver and Shearer as they're, oh my gosh, they're catching Johnny Gardner, and how is he on the racetrack right now? He is going really slow. 234, my gosh, he should not be on the track right now. That just separated the whole field. Alex Gray is going just about as slow. I'm wondering if these two pit. Yeah, I'm guessing they pit, but geez, he came out of pit road and that hurt Alves, Jackson, Oskin, Rowe, Zorlin, Osborne, Fitzwater, and Hoffman. Gardner is only going 157. He should not be on the racetrack. Same with Alex Gray. Brock making his way to the high side of Deaver, and yep, he's coming down. So will Shearer. So the 31 and the 38 come down pit road. That leaves Oskin, who is not in that pack, is the 22 pitting as well. And he is, and in fact, Charles Jackson is coming down with him. So maybe the right strategy for the 31, 38, and 22. Caleb Hoffman comes down as well. See Alves and Osborne catching up to Sorlin and Rowe. Andrew Rich, though, man, he was in that wreck and he is holding on. He's still in the draft here. Alex Gray and Johnny Gardner should not be on this racetrack right now, though. As I didn't mention, Diego Yepes did retire. TJ Hanley going for the race lead here. That was Peter Sands he was passing. Now Zach Flickinger going to look down on the inside of the 47 car. Remember, Hanley is one of those guys without a win in the chase who's looking to get 5 bonus points. Trying to make a bid for the championship. Remember, last season everyone was technically a rookie, but no one was labeled a rookie because of that. And this time around, there are rookies. No sign of anyone in this group coming down pit road, and none of them will, as they'll catch Alex Gray. We'll see what the game plan is here. We're going to go to the helicopter camera. Hanley, oh man, Shelley is going to fly to the lead. Hanley had to slow down. And we see Brock and Sands making a move 3 wide. Curtis gets held up a good chunk there. We'll see what this group does. John Arndt is really behind the pace here. See, Gray will gain a little speed. These cars, the 3 and the 32, really should not be on track. They are basically dictating the All-Star race right now. So James Shelley, who is not a chase driver, now I think I forgot to mention it in this particular instance or video or however you want to call it, but if a non-chase driver wins the showdown, I mean the All-Star race, he gets 10 points towards his season. And that could help in the bid to be the top points finisher as a non-chaser. Peter Sands wants that too. You know, he barely missed out. He's really up there in the point standings. William Brock, TJ Hanley, 2 drivers who don't have points, bonus points heading into the playoffs. It's just these 4 up here right now. See if the pack is able to hunt them down. And they are, for sure. They are going a lot faster. There's only 4 cars up here. They're only running not that much. Oh, and Osborne's going to come down pit road. And it looks like that Rowe, Alves, Sorlin, Curtis, they got by those guys pretty good. Someone just came out of pit road. Oh, that's Philip Parker in the 6 car. Parker is off pace, but he is not as slow as the 3 or the 32. Shelley in the lead, but Sands gets a run. He was right on his bumper. He's going to have Hanley and Brock helping in the draft, so they should easily pass the 1 car of James Shelley. Shelley was your winner at Homestead as well as Indianapolis in 2017. Shelley sadly has not won any races here in 2018, and therefore was not high enough in the standings to make it in on points. So tough break for Shelley after he was wrecked out of the round of 12 last season. That was the whole Chevy versus Ford rivalry we had going on there at some road courses. Leader at the line is Peter Sands. No signs of anyone pitting in these groups, and they are actually not catching up. I would think they would be catching right now, though, because there's 2 cars on the bottom with no help. Sands and Shelley on the top. Sands will clear with a draft. Will Shelley have enough of a run to clear? No, he won't. Zach Rogers. You just see Gardner is just, this is just too much to be off the pace. You should not be 24 seconds off pace running around this racetrack. There's the front of the cars that have pit. Actually, no, the front of the cars that have pit are right here. Osborne, Deaver, and Shearer. Deaver and Shearer just catching Joshua Osborne. Alex Gray came down. Cody Hagan, Quentin Moore, John Arndt. Those 3 came down pit road. These drivers should be coming down soon. It is lap 12. We saw people pitting on lap 4. And here they come. They're coming around to the start-finish line. We're seeing some people waving their hands back there. And yep, here we go. Sands, Hanley, Shelley, Rich Sorlin, Fitzwater, Curtis, Flickinger. They're all coming down pit road. We'll see in comparison. Wow, the guys that came out of pit road aren't Hagan and Moore. They are way back in comparison to these 3 right here. These 3 could be the ones to get the win done. So Deaver and Sheeran, they'll pass Joshua Osborne right here. So several drivers did stay out. I believe one of them was William Brock. Indeed, Brock, Seth Cole, Rowe, last year's All-Star winner, and Austin House have stayed on the racetrack. That is it. James Qualls out of pit road. Here's the race off of pit road. It's between Sands and Hanley. Rich and Shelley side by side. Let's see where these drivers are in regards to those on the racetrack. Oh, someone got spun. Caution's out. Seth Cole got spun. Well then. That changes everything. William Brock's your race leader at lap 14. This will rebunch the field. You can't exactly fall a lap down here. James Qualls did. Anyone with damage fell a lap down, basically. Wonder what happened to Seth Cole. That changed everything. Looking at where drivers had come out, it looks like Osborne, Shearer, and Deaver would be in the pack. They had enough speed to get into the pack. But Seth Cole gets turned. We'll see if Brock and those guys even have enough gas to make it. So let's take a look at the replay. This is what I'm saying when the 3 and the 32 should not be on the racetrack. Now, this is not the incident in question. Now, Seth Cole had just gone to fly by Brock. Gardner barely holds it in the middle. And look at that. If you had hit him right there, that would have been heavy damage now. We accelerate forward. And right here, coming out of turn 3, Brock's looking to make a move here or there. We'll go to the helicopter camera. Alex Gray's right here. Now, Seth knows he's got Brock to his outside, so he starts to slow down. He's trying to creep up. He just can't get there. And boom, right into the back of the 3 car. That sends the 42 around. It sends the 3 up the track. Rowe almost gets a bit of door damage. And that is what brought out our caution. It's really a shame. I'm gonna guess it's the 42 car has some form of aero damage now, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to keep up. But let's take it to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing now. I would have thought that because there were lap down cars, there would be another lap because when I've run online at tracks that are this big, even though it's this big, you usually get another lap for the lap down cars. But that is not the case. James Qualls stayed out. He is tail end of the lead lap and he is damaged. This restart will be interesting. A good chunk of cars did pit. Some who maybe didn't have to or did, but anyway, race leader is now Peter Sands. We're basically halfway through this race. Andrew Rich is second, TJ Hanley third, James Shelley fourth, Jonathan Zorlin is fifth, Kev Shearer sixth, Fitzwater seventh, Curtis eighth, Flickinger ninth, and Austin is 10th. Quentin Moore, Cody Hagan also staying out. As you see, Osborne leads the pack of cars that did pit. So anyone that had pit really early or had just about needed to pit, they ended up coming down pit road. As you know, John Arndt is a lap down, I believe, in the 48 car. No, he's not. I'm guessing this is the same thing we saw with Deanna Jones, where these two don't know who got out first, and they're both going for the same spot on the racetrack. Now, as for the 41, I'm not certain if he has damage or not, but he will be blocking. This could be strategic. He might be blocking the 3 and the 32. Because the 3 and the 32 cannot get all the way up next to the leader now. This is a weird race, guys. The 41's holding low for some reason. Unsure whether there is an issue on the 41 machine. The 3 has actually moved up to the top. So the 48 and the 41 are not in line. I do not understand this. Was there an actual issue with Alexander Rowe? No, he's on the racetrack. That's just some weird thing where there must be a communication problem due to the size of this racetrack. Anyway, Sands moves to the outside first, and he'll be the first to fly by James Qualls as Hanley's getting a huge run. And now Hanley will move to the inside of Peter Sands. This is for the lead. James Shelley, Andrew Rich right there, second and third. As you all know, Johnny Gardner, Alex Gray still really slow. Not sure if these two have the same amount of power to be able to draft with one another. If they can, it might make them go a little faster. Philip Parker, we see with his damage. John Arndt. Austin out. Seth Cole got stuck behind some cars. James Qualls is still getting past though, so the 42 and the 16 should catch. So they'll get by the 27 at last. The battle for the lead is on as these guys are now up to speed. Hanley in the lead, Andrew Rich behind him. Now Rich would be the one guy that nobody wants to see win this race, and there he goes to the inside. And everyone thought he wouldn't have a chance. You know, he got right side damage in that wreck. Apparently it wasn't major. You know, this is kind of shocking. But Andrew Rich going for the lead. Could he do it all in 2018? Daytona 500, check. Southern 500, check. All-Star win, check. Most wins in the season, currently checked off. And then the championship, that's your perfect season right there. But it's gonna be a while until Rich can sit there in the lead and look for that checkered flag. Still only lap 17. A lot of pit strategy to be played out here. Real questionable thing right now is can everyone make it on one more stop? Peter Sands going to fight for the lead next to Peter Sands fighting against Andrew Rich. Jackson and Flickinger all the way to the bottom yellow line as Samet Oskin is going to come down pit road on lap 18, and that leads me to believe that he cannot make it to the end on this pit stop. He will have to pit probably lap 25 or 26. Good amount of racing action here, not counting the 22. We've got roughly 18 drivers fighting for this lead. As Seth Cole did get a good amount of aero damage. As you can see, he can only hit 190. So Seth Cole probably extremely frustrated. Zach Rogers seems to have some kind of damage too. Okay. I forget if he was in that wreck or not. There's Quentin Moore, there's Hagan, there's Arndt, Qualls, Parker. Craig and Gardner are at least going 160 together now. They will be caught soon. Peter Sands, though, to the race lead. And we'll go to our helicopter camera. We'll see what kind of action we got going on here in this pack. Peter Sands in the lead, Charles Jackson behind him. This is the second year in a row that Peter Sands advanced from the showdown. From the showdown to the All-Star race by a third place finish in the showdown. So now he's probably looking to get that All-Star win. Stand side by side with Jackson. Kev Shear's going to make a move for it 3 wide. Oh, is Cole Deaver going to make it 4 wide? He does. We're 4 wide for the lead. 4 wide for the lead in the All-Star race. Oh, man. Bigger question. Where are the 32 and the 3? 4 wide for the lead? Oh, man, that would make things really troublesome. Now they're 4 wide for second. Deaver's the first to clear. Will Sorlin get to his inside? Answer is no. Deaver in the lead, coming to the start-finish line, lap 19. And is the one car pitting? No, he is not. So we're on lap 20 now. Right now, if these guys pit, they'd have to pit on lap 28. So if they can make it to lap 22, lap 23 should be able to make it to the end from there. But it's a big question mark. Remember, not everyone came down the pit road under that caution. I almost want to say the guys that did are the ones with the best chances to make it to the end. Deaver was one of those cars. And now Deaver fighting with Peter Sands for the race lead. Sorlin, Flickinger, Jones, and Now's on the bottom. And now Deaver back to the inside of Sands. Deaver leads him at the line. Deaver to the race lead, as I just realized that my fantasy team locked. No. TJ is winning the race, boys. Oh, and they just got Gardner. Oh, and there the freaking TJ Hanley slammed into Gardner, hit the wall. We're still green somehow. That was insane right there. Oh man, they're holding up 2 lanes right now. Sorlin got by. Curtis, Flickinger, Hoffman. Jones got by. Shelley got by. Deaver's now by. Hanley slammed, and then the wall was right there, and it strained them out. We almost had a huge wreck right there. A lot of drivers are going to held up. Rowe is boxed in almost. This is going to hurt the defending All-Star winner. Rowe is going to lose this draft. Back up front, though, we'll see who's getting runs. We're on lap 21. Will anyone be pitting on lap 21 to 22? And answer survey says yes. Zach Flickinger will be coming down. It's 10 to go. I saw Cole Deaver also heading down for pit road. Let's see what the full course is. And this is bad timing because these guys just all got separated. Brock, Rich, Hanley, all down pit road. I'm sure the 47 will be fixing some damage. It's a tough break for TJ Hanley. Gardner will be pitting as well. As now Caleb Hoffman to the race lead, the defending champion, not in the chase in 2018. Could he get 10 bonus points for his season? '22. Think if you pit from here, you could maybe make it. It'll be 9 to go. And as we said in the showdown, you need to be able to make it 8 3/4 laps, which is what we saw in the showdown. It worked. You can make it on 8 3/4. I don't know about 9 3/4. Because if I remember correctly, Nate Rogers ran out of gas on lap 9. Or lap 8. I can't recall for sure. And it looks like almost everyone else is going to be pitting right here. Hoffman, Deanna Jones is going to stay up by herself. That's going to cost her a lot of time, I think. But Hoffman, Curtis, Shelley, Zorlin, these 4 right here, these could be the ones fighting for this All-Star win. Anybody else down pit road? Fitzwater Sr. will come down. Charles Jackson will come down. Osborne, Zach Rogers. That's it. This is the front runners of those that have pit. Flickinger, Deaver right here. William Brock closing in. Andrew Ritz just in the distance. Drivers that did stay out were Deanna Jones, Peter Sands, Alves, Rowe, and Seth Cole. Now Rowe, Alves, Sands, and Jones, they're all separated. They're all losing so much time right now. And Jones will catch James Qualls coming out of turn 3. This could save Jones a little bit. It doesn't look like it will, though, actually. So now we'll see these drivers all right here. They should be guaranteed to make it to the end. Jones will pit. Sands, Alves, and Rowe will also pit. And we'll be back for the conclusion of the All-Star race. Back at Zenjoltis, Deanna Jones coming out of pit road just got passed by Hoffman, Zorlin, Curtis, and Shelley. Zorlin and Curtis, the only chase drivers up here. They're looking for that extra 5 bonus points. Would really help Zorlin, who already has 15 points from those 3 wins. Curtis could use them a lot more. He only has 1 win on the season. But you've got to fight for these points. Remember, it's 10 points for Hoffman or Shelley if they win the race, considering that they are not in the chase. Now, what a story it would be for Hoffman's first win to come in the All-Star event. One exhibition win. Just think about that, you know, like he's the 2017 champ, no wins last year. To get a win at the All-Star race first instead of an actual, like, legit points-paying race, that would be interesting. But you have to make it on gas. So let's go through the rest of this running order here. Jones is here, and she's getting a run. Deaver, Brock, Alves, and Flickinger, they're also possibly closing in slowly here. But they need the top four right here to not stay single file. Sorlin's almost turning James Shelley. What the heck is he thinking? And of course, they're going to catch the 32 again. The 3 is down pit road for his pit stop. This race car in the 32 really should not be on the racetrack. And battle for the lead between Hoffman and Curtis. So these 4 will catch Deanna Jones. And now they're almost 3 wide. Parker catches Gardner. Now Gardner could be a big card in the race right here. Curtis will have to. Oh man. Curtis, Sorlin, and Shelley all slow down to get by. Hoffman was able to go by just fine. Jones has to slow down a decent amount too. She'll get by. Deaver didn't even know this guy was coming. Alves gets by no problem, but all these guys have to slow up. Alves is right there with Deanna Jones. As now the leader's caught Philip Parker. Oh, and Jones had a big opportunity to get by there easily. Jones, like we said, is just barely at the end of this draft week. Alves will make his move to the outside. He'll maintain all of his momentum. This is going to help him out. Jones, I think, might actually be in this draft. Shelley's now the leader. Jones might be able to catch due to the fact Alves is right there behind her. Deaver, Brock, and Flickinger getting back up to speed. They've been joined by Rowe, Jackson, Sands, Rich, and Fitzwater. Hoffman looking all the way low, and they're going to catch Alex Gray again. Gray is going to get caught again here. And I'm hoping they don't catch Johnny Gardner again. The poor Sam Oskin is all by himself here. I think he just came out of pit road. So Oskin had to make his pit stop. And Jones and Alves, they're closing it fast. Big pack of cars right here. They got to get it sorted together and try and make a run. Yeah, Jones and Alves, they're going to catch. It's going to be a 6-horse race. Shelley's still in the lead right over Caleb Hoffman. These two, remember, they're trying to get 10 bonus points for their season total. Sorlin and Curtis, meanwhile, along with Jones and Alves, are looking for that 5 playoff point bonus. And here's Alex Gray on lap 27. Ooh, Sorlin, nope, everyone gets by fine. Everyone gets by Alex Gray fine this time around. Will the second group be as lucky? If the second group gets held up, I think it's end game for them. Shelley hanging on to the race lead for now. They're going to hit 4 to go right here. I just think Gray and Gardner are both 4 laps down. Now Curtis making a move for the lead. And yep, see, Sands, Brock, and others all separated by Alex Gray. It's a shame, to be honest. And now we've got a lot of jostling. We're going to focus on the leaders. Curtis going for the lead. Jones making a move to the inside. Alves makes a move to the inside. We're down to 5 cars. What is going on here? There's Zorlin. He was all the way up the racetrack from being put 3 wide. And now Jones diving hard off the corner. Curtis gets back down in front of the 29 car. Remember, Deanna Jones, it's a continuous rumor that Jones will not return for 2019 going forward. We might see her at a one-off or so, but the passion, the race isn't really there right now with the 29. Inside of DJ Curtis for the lead. Or the passion, the race, at least that's the rumor surrounding the 29 car. And now who are they catching? Now they're going to catch James Qualls. 3 laps to go. Jones in the lead, and now that we're at the end of the race, I'm going to mention it one more time. The only one in this top 6 that's won in an SS race? Deanna Jones. Can she get another one? Hoffman's going to make the move for the lead. Austin Alves right behind the 14 car. 2 Fords going out there together. Jones, the only Dodge up here. Shelly Sorlin, their Chevy. Curtis is also a Ford. Someone checked up big there. Who did they catch? Oh, they caught James Qualls. I didn't even realize. Everyone had to slow down, though. So that did not help or hurt anyone. Hoffman and Alves side by side for the lead. They're 2 by 2 by 2. Ooh, Shelly's going to duck down low, though. Sorlin moved up high. Alves cleared Hoffman. Now the question is, can any of these 6 make it on gas? Sorlin's peaking high. Is there a hand out the window going on here? No, I think Hoffman was just looking for a lane to go. James Qualls, is he pitting? 27's coming down pit road. It doesn't really matter. Alves in the lead. Hoffman's going to look low. Zorlin, though, has helping out. The 16 of Alves, I can't talk. Cody Hagan just coming out of pit road. Johnny Garner's car barely makes a noise. Quentin Moore coming out of pit road, but Alves to the lead. Sorlin side by side with Hoffman. Sorlin has help from Deanna Jones. As they're going to catch Hagan, but he's going to hold low. Everyone moves to the high line. Oh no, Hoffman got held up. Hoffman, Curtis, and Shelley got held up. And now it's just Alves, Sorlin, and Jones, and it's going to be tough to make moves and defend those moves. As you see, Sorlin has no help to defend Deanna Jones. Will Hoffman, Curtis, and Shelley be able to draft back up? There's about a lap, coming to a lap to go, and they're going to catch Gardner. They might even catch Quentin Moore, but I think Moore is kind of unlikely. Yeah, the 34 is unlikely. This is it. It's all going to come down to getting around Johnny Gardner. Alves slows down. Jones slows down too. Alves is going to cut all the way down the racetrack. Jones goes high. Sorlin's going middle. No one's got draft help. Sorlin gives the help to Alves. Hoffman's going to get by no problem. Here comes Caleb Hoffman with a huge run. Will it be able to work though? Does he have enough? Look at Caleb Hoffman on the high side. Will he get the draft from Deanna Jones here? There it is. He slows down a little bit, and there's the crossover. But now Jones with the draft help. Sorlin's going to go low to help Hoffman. Or is he? He's thinking about helping Alves and Jones. Here comes Shelley. Here comes Curtis. Hoffman has no help. Out of turn 3, can Hoffman do anything? No one is helping the 14 car. Unbelievable. Is Alves going to make a move on Deanna Jones? Hoffman had a huge run. He tried to make it work. He got left. They're coming through turn 4 one last time. Will anybody make a move on Deanna Jones? Alves is peaking high. He's peaking high. It's not going to work. It's going to be Deanna Jones winning the All-Star race. And Jones becomes, unofficially, considering this is an exhibition, the first driver to get 2 plate victories. And Jones will join Andrew Rich as a driver with 25 playoff points. And remember, if you win a chase race, you get that extra 5 points for the next round of the chase, and so on. So Jones with the win over Austin Alves. What an interesting finish we had here. At the end of this video, because it was not in the end of Armory Digital, you will see the chase points, because I did not feel it was right to put something in Armory without the, oh, I wonder who's going to get those 5 or 10 points from the All-Star race. It didn't make sense to me, you know what I'm saying? So Hoffman had a very good chance to get those 10 points. He had no help. He went to pass Jones, and everyone's like, I'd rather help Deanna Jones. I don't know why they thought that, but rest of your top 10, Alves second, Sorlin third, Shelley fourth, Hoffman fifth, Curtis sixth, Rowe seventh, D. Wraith, Brock ninth, Sands top 10, 10th place. And these guys back here from road down, they were about 7 seconds back. And then everyone slowed down for the 32 car, and they gained so much time. But that's it from me, and I'll see you guys at Pikes Peak next week for the first race of the chase.